So, what's up, guys? I wanted to make a quick outlook for the next week because I think it's going to be very interesting. If we look at gold, Nasdaq, and Bitcoin, yeah. At first, we're looking at gold, and what I'm seeing here is I wanted to see that we hit the $5,000 on gold this week. We missed it by a few pips, but I think when we open on Sunday, Monday, we will hit it after the weekly open. Yeah, we see gold is on a huge run. I knew it was that gold was going absolutely crazy, but this is insane. This is ridiculous. We had a big candle, a big weekly candle. Again, we closed near at the high, or we closed at the high, and I don't want to go against the trend, so I think we're going bullish. Yeah, the first target is the $5,000 benchmark, but after this, I think we can go higher to 5.1, 5.2, and so on. So, but if we get a retrace from the 5,000 mark, because it's a very big, such a logical level where many people will take profits. If we hit this level and get a correction, I think this daily fair value gap here is very good to look for longs again. So going into 5,000, then a drop to the daily fair value gap before going higher. Yeah, why? When you look from a smart money or ICT perspective, we have this stacked lows here. Yeah, we have low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and below this lows is so much liquidity. When we get a bearish break under this low, so we break this trend line, I think we can get a sell-off to this daily fair value gap. And when we hit this daily fair value gap, I want to see this H1 fair value gap because it's very clean. And when we hit this fair value gap, we will hit this highs here. So it was resistance, resistance. We retest them to support. We will hit this gap, and then we will go higher from here. Yeah. So gold long to 5,000. Then maybe a bit sell off to this daily and H1 fair value gap before going higher. Yeah. And then if we look at Nasdaq, I made a YouTube short like 1.5 weeks ago where I said I want to see that we take out this swing low here and come into this H4 fair value gap and then go higher. You can watch the short. I said this 1-to-1 and it's happened. Yeah, so we have this highs left, or this high here, and I think we will go towards this high going into next week. And I have a very, very strict playbook. Why? Because we have a daily fair value gap here, a daily fair value gap, a daily order blocks that manipulated down below here. And when we look, we have this H1 fair value gap here with these stacked lows like on gold. Yeah, we have this low, this trend line liquidity, and I want to see going into next week that we sweep out this lows here and then going higher towards this high. Why? We also have the OTE of this range here. We have the 61.8 perfect in this area here. So you see many confirmations come up here. The trend line, the H1 gap, daily fair value gap, OTE of the range, and the order block or the breaker block. Yeah, and we have this trend line liquidity here. And when we go lower on this time frame, we're building up this trend line liquidity here. And we have this trend line liquidity, as I said, here. So beautiful delivery would be if we gap down, invalidate this H1 fair value gap in blue, go down here, and then going up from here. This would be a perfect setup. What I'll be looking for a limit order down here, And if we come here and get a rejection up, I would stack as many orders as possible towards this high. So when we look at least on Bitcoin is, I'm very bearish on Bitcoin when I have to be honest, because we have this equal lows here, this low here, and when I look from a smart money perspective, especially for fair value gaps, we have no gap down below here. Everything is mitigated. And what we saw here is perfect accumulation, manipulation, distribution. You can see it here. We have this high. We are in an uptrend. We are accumulating here after we built it this high. Then we manipulated through this high. And then got the market maker sell model, the sell off. Yeah, so we have accumulation, manipulation, and then this short distribution. And what we can see here now is very the same setup, only on lower time frame. We have here, we have the sell off, we accumulated in, now I don't want to use the text level, we accumulated here, manipulated here, and now we have the same short distribution here towards this lows. It's a very perfect example, reputation of this setup. And also, if we go onto the, when we go onto the weekly time frame, we can see that here we invalidated this weekly fair value gap, or we overtraced it here, and the only bearish point of interest is this bearish weekly fair value gap here, and we tapped perfectly into this. And when you look exactly, we only wicked into this fair value gap, no body close, only a wick. We can see through this weekly wick, we can see the manipulation, and now we will see here the bearish distribution. We built it here, a bullish fair value gap, tapped into it, rallied into this bearish fair value gap. Inside this weekly fair value gap here, we have a daily fair value gap here. And then we built it a bullish fair value gap again, invalidated this with a bearish daily close. And now what we have here is we have two bearish daily fair value gaps here. Yeah, daily fair value gap, daily fair value gap. And we have this invalidated bullish fair value gap. And also we have from the high to the low, the 50 to 61.8%, the OTE Fibonacci range. And we have this double bottom here. So many confluences towards a sell-off. Perfect setup would be a run into the 93-95k area and then the drop. This would be a fake relief rally for many retailers, going long, and then going for their stops. My first target is this low here. It's a very important, very major swing low at the 75k area. And then after that, we have these highs here that were resistance in 2024. And then we break through and we would retest these highs when we tap into this daily fair value gap, and we have this liquidity here. So that would be a perfect setup. And here in this daily fair value gap at 65k, I would open a big leverage long position on Bitcoin. So that's my view for the markets. Yeah, I want to see gold and Nasdaq going higher, Bitcoin a very short pump before the bigger sell-off. I hope you found this I hope you learned something from this video, and stay safe, trade safe, and have a nice week going into the last January week.